Okay? No.
No. Testing, 1, 2, right.
Okay? Does that work? Okay, time has come. Would everybody please take a seat? And remember, members have these front 3 rows with the reserved sign. Special. What? I didn't get to see you. I didn't see you either. How are you? Okay, I need people to be quiet if you're not going to sit down. I do have a loud voice, but I don't want to talk over other conversations. So would the other conversations please stop? First of all, I want to say thank you, all of you for coming. This is exactly what we envisioned almost 4 years ago when we said, let's think about starting a health insurance cooperative. And the whole issue was to make it for the members. And here are our members. So I want to say to all of our members, would you all please stand up? This is as exciting as when we learned that we got a federal loan to start the cooperative. It really is. It's that exciting because our idea was that we would have a membership. We were building a company for the members that the members would have a voice in. And this is the first year that we are having our first annual membership meeting with members. Last year we had a membership meeting and we had our one member, the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union. And you need to know from his historical perspective, it was the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union who came up with this idea to start this. The Rocky Mountain Farmers Union have been starting cooperatives in Colorado for over 100 years. And they said, our members need an insurance cooperative. And there's a possibility that we could get one, and we need people to help us put this together. So, Bill and Ben, would you please stand up? It is because of them that we are all here. So I can't thank you enough for really supporting us. They supported our application when we applied for our federal loans, and it is because of them that this all came together for you, the members. And this year you elected the first board members who are from the membership. And we had our first election that ended last week, and we have our 6 new board members that I'm going to introduce very shortly so that you'll know who they are. And I want you to know that it is such a thrill for me to be able to, when I leave the board, I'm leaving the board at the end of tonight, that when I leave the board, that I'm leaving it in the hands of the membership. And the membership gets to determine the direction that this company goes. And it is really exactly what we want. Thank you all very, very much. So I wanted to also say that we have our founding members here, all of them but one, and our founding members who kind of got together about 3.5 years ago to kind of start this thing. And it was like all of us had a little bit of knowledge about different things. So it was sort of like the elephant, where I know public health and Chuck knows law and Joanne knew insurance and finance. And so we just kind of had this elephant that we had to put together. And in the true spirit of a cooperative, it was this collective effort that put this together, and it really shows us that what we have is greater than the sum of its parts, because this is an incredibly exciting and outstanding company. We have a staff that is the most excellent staff. I mean, I had a career working, as all of us have, had to work, and you have staff that you work with that get a little bit excited, and maybe one or two do, but we have our entire staff who is really excited, and they work their butts off. So whenever you see somebody with a staff tag on it, tell them thank you, because it is from their extraordinary effort that they have put this together and made it happen. They have, in fact, made the vision that this founding board had come to reality. So I would like to say from that now it is your turn, and I want you to make this the very best cooperative you can. Make it the best for yourselves, make it the best for all of the members, and make it the best for your communities. And with that, I want you to know that it is the right thing to do, and I want to introduce your new board members who are going to take on this challenge. So I will ask them to stand up and take about a minute to tell you a little about themselves so that you know who they are, and then I will introduce the founding board members who will be staying on, so that you will then have your complete board in front of you. So I'm going to go alphabetically. So Faye Diamond. Come on up here.
Hi there, I'm Faye Diamond, and I live in Denver with my lovely husband who's back there, who's also a member. And I am part of the small group plan with my company, RBI Strategies and Research. I'm a partner there, and we do political consulting. And that's
good.
So there you have it.
And Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Griffin. I also live in Denver, in Capitol Hill, and I am co-founder and CTO of a company called Base Directory that helps military people find information on military bases.
He's our young person to help us reach out to young people. So, Dave.
Hi, I'm David Kalish. I'm one of the old people.
Yes, you are.
I am. I live up in Niwot, just north of Boulder. Spent most of my career in finance. Recently left that, and now I'm involved in sort of an education startup in Boulder. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to be working with this organization. Just unbelievable people. It's exciting. So.
Rebecca. Oh, there you are.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lynn, and I live in Boulder. And I have a background in healthcare, contracting, and strategy. But more recently, I've become self-employed the last couple of years and had to shop for healthcare insurance. So I'm thrilled that I found Colorado HealthOP, and that Colorado HealthOP, all the hard work that's been done thus far to bring this organization to fruition, to bring it to its membership. My heart is really here, so thank you for letting me be here.
Hello, I'm Lisa Stimmel, and I'm a pediatric dentist by career training. I am retired now. I come from a family of geeks, so I'm going to prove it to you. This is my cousin. This is his idea of pumpkin pie. Thank you. He's a rocket scientist for NASA, literally. He's a rocket scientist for NASA. So anyway, I enjoy this sort of thing. I had my own practice for a number of years, and I'm really excited to be on the board, and that's all I have to say, but I'm really looking forward to it. So.
And Rachel.
last but not least, I'm Rachel Wynn, and I'm a speech-language pathologist, and I specialize in cognition and work with the geriatric population and discovered there was a lot of fraud happening. So I'm an activist against that fraud and for person-centered care. And when I discovered the Colorado HealthOP and this model, I thought, well, that is something I should be a part of. So thanks for letting me be here.
Now I'm going to introduce the members of the founding board who will be staying on this year. What we did with this election is we had, I guess we had what, 7 members? Well, we had 7 members, right? So we have 4 who are staying on and 5, thanks. He's our attorney. 5 who are staying on and 2 who are leaving. I don't know. But we got people who are staying and going and whatnot. And the people who are staying are, for the most part, not members, but they were people who gave their time and energy tirelessly to help get this started. And so next year, all of you members will be electing new members, 5 new members who will replace them. Chuck is a member, but he can run next year as a member, but he may or may not. We don't know. It's a secret. So you will have more members who will run next year, and so next year you will be. We'll introduce you to the 5 new members, and you will have an all-member board. So that's what we'd planned. That's what's happening, and rock and roll. So here are the members who will be staying, so that you will now then have met your new people, and people who are staying on who will be your full board. So we have Jay Brook, who actually couldn't come tonight. He lives in Lamar. He is the executive director of the High Plains Community Health Center in Lamar. And then we have John Gardner. Where's John? John is the CEO of the Yuma District Hospital in Yuma, Colorado. And we have Melinda Harper. And Melinda is a managing partner of a Denver CPA firm. And then we have Chuck Holum. And Chuck is an attorney with extensive co-op experience. He has been working with the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union for over 20 years and helped to write the legislation for cooperatives in the state of Colorado. So he's a very knowledgeable person and was critical in helping us get this set up and getting it so that we actually have members who are participating and really making this a co-op. We have Mark Ringel. There's Mark. Mark is a family practice physician and the director of the Hospice of Northern Colorado in Greeley, and an excellent addition to the board, and brings his clinical expertise as well as his fine sense of humor to keep things going right. So with that, I will turn it over to Julia. Julia is our CEO, so she's the one who makes this whole business run, and I wanted to remind you all, I forgot to do that, the annual report is like this.
There's a bunch of them right there, and my presentation is just the annual report regurgitated. But this is our first meeting of the members, and so I'm just guessing what you want to hear about. So you can tell me after whether you wanted to hear something different, and we'll do it differently next year. So this is really a big experiment for us. But actually, I'm not giving the financial report. That would be Joanne Hill, who is the chair of the Finance Committee for just this day. But has been for the last 3 years and was our interim CFO when we very first started. So Joanne.
So do we have the next slide?
I don't know.
There it is! Yay! All right, so first of all, I want to tell you it's my last day. And so I drew the short stick here. I drew the short stick. how would you like to present a financial statement that showed that we had about $250,000 in revenue versus $9 million in expenses in 2013? Would that make you a little nervous? Okay, it wouldn't make me nervous because I'm a small business owner, like I'm sure many of you are, and you know that your first year you don't expect to bring in any revenue. You're just hopeful that you can get your staff up and running, right? Josh, I know you've experienced that, right? So this is our first year financial with not any premiums from policyholders yet. So what do you think is going to happen in 2014? Any guesses? Turn it around. I'm going to turn it around and multiply it by about 5.5 on the revenue side. Actually, no. I'm a CPA. That's terrible math. All right. So the projected revenue for 2014, you see that $250,000 up there? It's actually 100 times. $52 million. All right. So this is something that only economists and actuaries do. And as a financial person, I've always been very skeptical of projections and estimates, right? Actuaries will give you the year that you're going to die, right? And that's how you get a life insurance estimate. Trust me, they're never right. But the following year, 2015, our revenue is expected to grow to, anybody have a guess? I told you 52 next year. What do you think in 2015? 324 million. Whoa!
And why? Why? Why would you expect such rapid growth? And is that just some economist actuary mumbo jumbo? Probably not. And the reason is that our rates are good. We're told that rates are a driver. Our mission is great. People are gravitating toward us because they like the control over the insurance company. And that's a really important driver. So yes, maybe it's a little unrealistic, but probably not too. So that's exciting. So, you know, when you go to your SEC stockholder meetings, you know, they always want to tell you how secure they are and how well they're doing. I want to just say a little bit about security, financial security. We are member-owned and governed. That's very important because we're the ones looking at the financials. We're the ones concerned. In addition to that, we have the biggest health insurer in the world providing oversight for us. And who would that be? Who is that? Federal government. And they come in periodically and take a look at us. And they're backing us with that initial $70 million loan. They are also giving us and every other insurer in this state some comfort zone in this new insurance world where we're bringing in lots of people, some of whom need transplants, some of whom have very expensive medications. And we've got the 3 R's. They are risk adjustment, reinsurance, and risk corridors. All of those designed to protect us as we go forward. We also have very highly reputable financial people advising us in KPMG as our auditors and Wakely as our actuaries.
So I feel that we have established a base that will work for years to come. And the last thing I'd like to say is that this organization, from day one, from the financial perspective, was about one thing, and that's fiscal integrity. That takes you a long way. So I'm very, very proud of the financial staff. They've done an awesome job, and the compliance and audit staff, they've just been wonderful. So, good luck. I hope to come here next year and hear bigger and better things, and I know I will. And congratulations to everyone.
Okay, so now I'm not going to talk about finances, but if you have any questions, you can find me or Joanne or Den, where are you, is our CFO here after. We did pass 4 audits last year, so our work is really under the microscope, given that a lot of our funding has come from the feds, and then we're also regulated by the State Division of Insurance. But with that, I'll turn on to... so you may see this poster around. I just want to read it because it's kind of cool. But we believe that premiums can never be low enough, that people are more important than profits, that plans should be easy to understand, that our members are our lifeblood, that great ideas can come from anywhere, that everyone deserves to get the care they need. We're Colorado HealthOP, and we're designed to be different. And it's that kind of energy that really drives us. And being a startup, things don't always go right the first day, but we really have a commitment to making it right and the intention to making healthcare work better and cost less for our members. So I'm not going to talk about the history, because Lindy talked about that, and really recognizing our commitment to the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union and our commitment to rural. And it's sort of ironic that we have this meeting here in Denver, but it really goes to the core that we're committed to serving all people who have had a hard time, don't have access to good health insurance, whether they be in rural or in urban. So just really excited to see so many people here. Our mission is about health, and really how we think we're changing the world is that we know that when people are healthier, it costs less, and being able to support our members in getting the care that they need. And that's something that motivates us every day and as we work. And the vision is, it's big too, that even that last line of it, I know there's a lot of words, but to be a catalyst for the transformation of health and vitality of Colorado communities. And that's really part of being a co-op. It's both about supporting individuals and individual responsibility, but also finding a way to support the broader health of our communities through partnerships. So you'll see partnerships with employers and providers and members, and recognizing that it's really those 3 legs of a stool that are part of health insurance, and that's how we, by working together and working locally, how we can really make a difference. Gosh, I'm bad at this. So last year, at exactly this time, we needed to get the word out, and our federal loans prohibited us from talking about anything that any consumer would really care about. So we couldn't talk about our plans, we couldn't talk about our benefits, we couldn't talk about our prices, and so we really focused our effort on promoting health insurance and the value of health insurance. And we sort of joke that our award-winning Nearly Naked People was planned in 3 days on a Friday and launched on a Monday, and we ended up getting coverage really all over the country and even in Europe. So it's amazing what you can do on a budget when you're desperate. So we can only go up from there. But yes, we were really nervous. I mean, would anybody even care? Would people sign up? Would they be scared by joining a new health insurance company? And so this is really exciting to have so many of you in the room and caring, because we can't do it without people who care. And this just sort of shows how people came in, and if you experienced any customer service challenges somewhere around March, you may know why. And that was really hard for us as staff. It just broke our heart every day. And Dana back here, we had such big vision, but when you go from 432, I think we did our budget expecting 3,000, and then having this big spike. And this is sort of the nature of the new healthcare marketplace. Will people buy? And so you see people did buy, and really we have membership all over the state. And this is in our annual report, so I won't spend too much time on it. But demographically, we're really well represented from people of all ages. I think the one thing that was hardest for us is that we ended up with a lot of members in our bronze plan, which is not a very rich plan in terms of benefits. And so we're really hoping that over time we can support those members in being able to afford coverage that offers a little bit more than the bronze plans do. But anyhow, even that one, we've done a lot to improve benefits and making sure we have access to medicine next year for people with chronic conditions and things like that. Clinical care, I'm just going to point out Dr. Jack, where are you? So there is a table here, he's right there, and the clinical table over here for after here. But the clinical care team has a list of 20 really exciting clinical initiatives that they're working on for our members, and so I encourage you to go over there and talk to them about it. But this is also what gets us excited and starting to be able to know our members and support them and their providers and being able to support health. We were formed on the premise of health, and so our plans, as you know, are all designed around rewarding people for taking responsibility for their own health and for preventive care. And so this just sort of shows how we did on this. It wasn't as good as we expected, and so we're going to need your help and advice in figuring out how do we really support our members in doing their health actions, which is sort of a survey, biometric screen, and primary care visit. And it comes with more benefits. And so we have a lot of work to do in educating people and making that process a little streamlined. Back to WOW, we were just excited to even get to WOW customer service, and what that means, and Dana can tell you too, is that when you hang up the phone that you go, wow, that worked. I got my issue resolved. And that's really what we're striving for, and it doesn't always happen, but that's our philosophy, and that we were really able to get our service levels down to something that we feel proud of. And then connecting with our members, we have to, again, really, this is an opportunity as we go forward, is how do we connect to members? How do we connect to the parts around healthcare that get people excited? And how do we really use that energy to make a difference, not only in our own organization, but also to make in other parts of the healthcare system that we don't control directly? And we did a listening tour this summer with a lot of help from our outreach team and a great intern team of 10 people who traveled the state and talked to a lot of different members. And the things that you can see what people cared about, and the two that sort of jump out are the cost transparency and access to mental health care. And this has really helped us set our priorities for the next year, is those two things. And a lot of work that you'll see going forward have to do with what we're hearing from our membership. So looking ahead, the sales table after is right there, so I encourage you to go back. But we do our plans. Again, with feedback from members, we've expanded our mental health benefits and also access to alternative medicine, which is something that we heard a lot from our members. And probably the thing we heard the most was that we didn't have a plan for individuals that was compatible with health savings accounts. And so that's something also that we'll be offering next year. And then this horrible word, exclusive provider organization, is just an awful word. But those are that is the network that we've directly contracted with with hospitals and other providers, and so we have expanded that for 2015, adding more hospitals. Also, will be in Colorado Springs, in the mountain community, and in the San Luis Valley. So you'll see more growth in that network, and those are our direct relationships, and so we're able to contract with providers and organizations who really share our values and want to support us in growing and partnering around health. And that's it. We're preparing for big growth next year. We're expanding operations, but really improving operations too, and have learned a lot by what we did right and what we did wrong this year. And then really looking forward to the opportunity around member engagement, and really hope that everybody here can is getting something out of it. And if you're not, please let us know. We also have this board, and we debated how we should do this, and this is not very high tech. But since you're here, we thought we'd like to get your ideas about what we should be focusing on and what we should be getting your feedback on. We have a member advisory committee that meets monthly that really is open to whoever wants to participate as a member to help us talk through issues and to decide what we should ask the broader membership. And we just started that. We've been talking about process first and then benefits, and we'll probably talk about benefits for another couple of months because, believe it or not, we're already planning 2016 benefits, which is just crazy how early that has to happen. But really, if you put things up here, that committee will kind of work through those together, and really hope that we can get to a place where we're hearing and using member feedback in a really dynamic way. So I'm around, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chuck, who are going to say goodbye to some of our members who are leaving. But after this, there are these tables. I just want to point them out so you see. There's the clinical initiative table, and this is really your opportunity to stop by and talk with staff about different things, and again, to continue to have a dialogue so that we can make things work better for you. So there's clinical there, and what else? This is website and health actions over here. There's sales back there, and then operations is just in this room on the other side of the door. So that's a pretty big topic, operations. But please, if you have even individual issues or advice or anything that you really want to talk through with staff, please take this opportunity to do it. And there's other opportunities too. So if you don't get the chance, we're here, we're around. You can find us if you need us. So, Chuck.
Thanks, Julia.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not supposed to touch this. Sorry. I'm not sure there's a place on the program where we should just thank Julia. I think Lindy maybe did that. For the members who haven't met Julia, please take the opportunity. You will find, as you have seen her standing here, that she is a lively, brilliant, inspiring leader, and we've really been lucky to have her. And that's all I'll say. It's my pleasure and my honor to honor our. It's not my fun. To honor the board members who are leaving. Julia and I had a little sidebar here, and in many ways Julia is the one who should be doing this. So thank you, Julia, for letting me do this. But I had the same problem Julia did, which is that I'm not sure I could get this out without starting to cry. So I'm going to read you something, and then Julia has some separate thoughts. But Julia and I and others have fretted for many months about recognizing Lindy, Joanne, Mike, and Barbara. And Barbara Brett over here actually left the board in April. And Mike Bloom, who was one of the founding board members, passed away in May from a long battle with cancer. Just so you know that. We come up with some modest presents, which you'll see in a minute. But of course we worry, is this enough? We're losing our founders, our fearless leader. We're not really losing any of them, we hope, because we always have committees. But I want you to think about gifts. I tried to find some wise words in poetry books about how it's better to give than to receive, or about receiving what we give, to somehow thank our friends and to convey how fortunate we have been to have these incredible benefactors who have donated so much of their time, passion, experience, and expertise. Here's Walt Whitman on his view of generosity. Behold, I do not give lectures or a little charity. When I give myself. So Farmers Union made a gift. They allowed Lindy to go ask for grants to fund a feasibility study on this new cooperative. They loaned us their name and the nonprofit and an office, which led to more gifts. Lindy leading us out of the box, recruiting the sage Mike Bloom and mighty Joanne Hill and Barbara Brett, who immediately gave us credibility and connections and energy, which led to more gifts, countless hours of board meetings and tough work, and then a staff with their exciting new jobs, and now finally thousands of members. And we got great advice and wonderful perspective. Mike reminding us constantly that we need to serve the underserved. Joanne with her big view, understanding how this business should work, as you just saw. Barbara with her often hilarious comments, somehow making sense. And Lindy always keeping the whole shebang on task and still having fun. Lindy supporting the staff and Julia in so many ways. There are so many gifts, and really I thought of it in this way because of some random comments along the road. Lindy would be explaining what we're doing while asking for help, or then when interviewing some of our board candidates. And the other person on more than one occasion would have this insight and then say, what an incredible gift you are giving to the state of Colorado. Our founding board members have made a great gift to all of us, the gift of themselves. And we make modest gifts today. What I want to remind you all, though, is that you give them much in return. An organization, a member-driven insurance company, a wonderful staff, friendships. They receive back what they gave. So thank you, Lindy, Joanne, Barbara, Mike. You have made great gifts to the state and to all of these people. And you've created an entirely new organization to make things better. So I say hurrah, hurrah, and hurrah to you.
I just have some stuff. So Barbara Brett already got her stuff. But it was really hard to know what to do. But anyways, for Lindy and Joanne, if you could come up, I'd like to give you your stuff. It's just a bunch of swag. And thank you. There's a founding board calendar here that I'll put out, so you can all check it out. Really? There weren't enough pictures. I wish there would have been more. But
Thank you.
And then we got ourselves something to remember Lindy. So this picture we got, it's Lindy after the Farmers Union annual meeting where she bid and successfully won some hay with a statement really about our commitment of the founding board to serving rural Colorado. So that's for us, but we thought we'd display it here. So that's it. We do have some logistics, and so let's see. Laura will come up and tell you the logistics. It will literally just be 1 minute or less.
Okay, hi, I'm Laura. Just a couple of housekeeping items. Number one, if you parked in the garage at 14th and Wine Coop, please, and you did not get a validation ticket, please see the people at the green table over there. Second, there is a fantastic dessert spread in the back if you haven't noticed it, so please check that out. And finally, we've set up tables for some of the things that really make Colorado HealthOP unique and special. So over here, we've got the clinical initiatives table, our member portal and website. Back here, we've got our sales and marketing. And finally, if you've got customer service questions or just want to give our customer service team some kudos, in the room across from the bathroom. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming, and have fun.
It's just to Ringel and talk to staff, so I don't know. You can talk to your
Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
So you're saying for the
You rock.
Oh, thanks.
I have something for you.
Okay, great.
It's in PR. I particularly work for now customer service I have every problem administratively, but I talk to the staff. Yeah, excellent. And I told them that in spite of the problems that I have staff, even though the problem took several hours, we should try to get to them. I am actually the